This is our mission segment brought to you by Star Ghana with support from UK Aid, Danida and the European Union. On to our very first story this evening. Lack of learning materials and parental support are hindering inclusive education at the Yilo State Basic School in the Yilo municipality of the Eastern region. The school, which also provides inclusive education, is struggling to support children with special needs.
This is the state of the Yilo State Basic. Established in the year 1939, this school serves pupils in Somanya and more than 6 adjoining communities in the Yilo municipality. The school, over the years, has not had any major renovations. Lives of pupils and teachers are at risk due to the deplorable state of classrooms. Frames of doors and windows are equally weak. Roofs are perforated, exposing students to hazardous weather conditions. School authorities are forced to abruptly end classes whenever it threatens to rain.
We are afraid, as we hear from elsewhere, that building has collapsed on some children. We don't want that episode to happen to us here. And so when the weather is threatening to rain or the storm, then we have to evacuate the pupils from P1, P2, P3 to the upper primary. But when the situation becomes severe, then we have to close them to go home, and it's affecting academic work.
Yilo State School is the only educational facility in the municipality that's set up to provide inclusive education. Persons with special needs have been separated from the mainstream. The school used to have an enrollment of 17 pupils with special needs. However, 10 pupils have dropped out of school due to limited parental support and feeding challenges.
If you were to be having food for the children, it will help them to come more. When we go to their houses, the parents normally ask us, teacher, this year, then I'll be my teacher, then I'll be my banum, and then I'll be my. You could see that even the parents want to be depending on us. If you go to some houses, and they are seeing the children as most hopeless people. So we, the teachers, we have been encouraging the parents that, no, bring them to the school for us. So because of that, we have been using our money on them too much.
The Yilo Municipal Assembly is yet to place the Yilo State Basic School onto the school feeding program.
Lack of motivation is our major problem. We don't have any fund to be motivating the children. But if you go to Yilo Special School, from the breakfast, they have a snacks around 10, 11, between 10 and 11. They have a snacks before lunch at 12 o'clock. But our school, we don't have anything like that. We don't have any helper. Whenever we, the teachers, we are eating in the class, we could see that the children will be talking in their language, Emiye, Emiye. Then you, the teacher, you have to leave your food as a reserve for that child to eat. And if you didn't give that child today, tomorrow he or she will not come to school.
Teachers are unable to cater for children with special needs due to lack of materials and teaching aid designed specifically for inclusive education.
At first, we'll be getting some money from the head master, and we use those funds to buy materials that we need for our children. We are appealing to the development partners to assist us in providing the needs for the children.
Teachers sit under makeshift structures to mark exercises. Construction of a Get Fund project has stalled for more than 15 years. Headmaster of the school, David Ufosu, says immediate intervention is required to save the school.
This is not the original plan, but since there is none, we have improvised this to be using it temporarily.
Prosper Tugamekbo is the engineer for the Yilo Municipal Assembly.
We deal with the budget. If things are not in our budget, we find it very difficult to implement it. And then what happened is it was rooted into 2018 budget. So the year just began. And then we know since it's in the budget, we'll implement it.
As Goal 4 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals stipulates, stakeholders must consider committing resources into improving the infrastructure and the quality of life of the pupils.
Rather worrying one there, but let's turn to healthcare now, as construction of a Chps compound to provide healthcare for residents at Tetegu in the Gar South municipality has stalled at the roofing level. The building has currently been taken over by townfolk.
The construction of Chps compound is said to have commenced by the former NDC parliamentary candidate for Wejagbawe, Obobia Opokudako. The project is believed to have been funded by the 10% salary cut of the ministers under John Mahama's government. However, the project, which comprises the accommodation for staff, diagnostic center, have stalled at the roofing level for close to 2 years.
This project was started somewhere September 2016 to sustain the women and the children in the area, because we don't have any clinic around. So in the Chps compound policy, we were lucky to have one, but due to the change of government, the project couldn't continue till now.
This has paved way for people to illegally occupy the structure. At about 9:45 Saturday morning, when the news team again visited the facility, the occupant had vacated the building.
From July last year, there was a massive flood, which we even resorted to press conference and other things. And during that time, the whole area, the whole community was flooded. And so those of them who couldn't get a place to, perch for the meantime, just ran into this place for shelter. And that was all. Nobody rented the place out. Nobody gave the place out to anybody.
Residents claim the absence of a health facility and other social amenities make living in the community discomforting. Another resident who corroborated hardship endured by residents wants immediate intervention. Maunyaga Atukpa is the unit committee chairman for the Oblogo Tetegu electoral area.
From the community here up to the junction, there's no clinic at all. So whenever there is a problem, unless we go all the way to the Gan South Municipal Hospital, which is the Akawe, located at Makati Junction.
Deputy Minister for Health, Tina Mensah, who is also a member of Parliament for Wejagbawe, claims not to be aware such a facility exists.
I never knew there was anything like that. I got to know this through the media. I went to the assembly said, it is not on their records that there is any project, but all that they also heard was what I heard my opponent saying, that she was collecting those 10% from the Flat South House directly to come and do this project. So I don't even know the contractor who is handling this.
Shauva indicated plans to ensure it is completed.
I'm looking forward to make this place a modern community-based post. I wouldn't like to promise that so time, but now that I've started coming here, now that I've seen where the situation is, we're going to sit down and then we carry it on from there.
Open defecation coupled with reckless disposal of garbage in parts of Tetegu community is worsening their sanitary conditions. The construction of 20-seater public latrines in 3 areas in the community to end open defecation have also stalled. Stakeholders must ensure completion of these projects to ease the basic health needs of the people of Tetegu community.
And that's it for our Mission segment this evening here on News 360. We'll bring you more on Mission tomorrow. Join us on News 360 at 7 p.m. Mission segment is brought to you by Star Ghana with support from UK Aid, the European Union and Danida.